now that we've looked at how you run your application using JDoodle, but JDoodle is not what you want to use. You want to use IntelliJIDEA or whatever IDE you want to use. Go ahead and use that. But in this video, I want to walk you through how to use IntelliJIDEA. And this is not a full video. It's just to show you the basic things you need to know to run your application and to follow along with me in this video series. So I'll go over, my assumption is that you've downloaded the IntelliJIDEA. I showed you how to do that in previous video, and you've installed this application. I'll go ahead to type here IntelliJIDEA, and I'll wait for it to open. Once it opens, I want to click New Project. In the new project, I want to create a location. If you don't have one just yet, you can go ahead and create a location for your application. So I chose to put mine in Dev Java Console. And then you can say yes, go ahead and create Git repository. We haven't talked about Git, but this is a version control system that helps you to keep track or create snapshots of your application at certain times. So we're choosing the language, it's Java, and the build system is IntelliJ, and the JDK is just fine. And that's about it. That's all we need. And I'll go ahead and call this project Housing Application. And I'll hit the button Create. Once I do that, I'll wait for it to load. And let me just maximize this. All right, it says external files can be added to Git. View files, always add this. I'm just going to close this. For this, I'm going to close this. So when you write this, once you create this file, you get this template. Well, I don't need this template, so I can just get rid of everything I have here. And the same right from here, I'll get rid of everything here. So that now I have my public class main, like I did in the previous one where I worked with JDoodle, and public static void main string args. And I've given an explanation of this in the first video of this playlist, Anatomy of a Simple Java Program. And let's say we want to create a house class again. You want to go to source, you right click and you say new. In this case, we're creating a Java class, right? So I'll click that class. And yes, it's a class. It's not a record. It's not a num annotation. It's none of those. It's just a class. So I'll call this house. And now in this case, I don't have to say house.java because it knows. IntelliJIDEA knows. It's intelligent enough to know that this is a Java file. And so this, all I need to say is just house is a class. That's all. And I hit the enter button and it creates that for me, public class house, as you can see here. And then it asks me, do you want to add the following file to Git? Well, I can say yes. And it tells me if you choose to cancel, you can still add it later manually. I'll say no problem, just go ahead and add it. So let me zoom in a bit. So now we have this. What can we do with this? Remember, what did I have here? Private string color. And the next thing was public house, which is the name of the constructor that takes in one parameter, which is that has a parameter called color. And then we say this color equal to color. And we had a toString here and override. We set public string to string and we have this here. And simply, we just said return the color of your house is, and we had color. Now, back to the main.java. What can we have here? We had a house, white house, equal to new house. And we passed in the color white. And we also, in the interest of time, I'm just going to copy this and change the variable names and the arguments passed in. I'll call this yellow house. And this is yellow. I'll call this greenhouse. And this is green. So now I can go ahead to say system.out.println. I just want to pass in the white house here. And I'm also going to copy this. I'll paste that twice. I'll copy yellow house. I'll paste it here. I'll copy greenhouse. I'll paste it here. And so how do I run this application? Now there are different ways to run application. Here I can choose to run it from here. I can choose to run it from here, but I can also choose to run it from here. Now I will go ahead to run it here. But one thing you should always take note of is this current file, because you can have different options here. So if this is current file and this is the file I want to run, then I'll go ahead and say, yes, this is the file I want to run. If I were here and I say run current file, as you can see, it's disabled because we don't have that. We don't have any method here that we can run. And I'll go back here and I'll just hit that button. And now we have the same output. So this is how you run your application here in IntelliJ IDE. And I'll see you in the next one as we continue in this video. Thanks. Bye.